So, hey, all right. So I'm gonna just get right into it. We are a week away from, not a week away.
It will be a week.
Yeah.
When this comes out, it'll be a week.
Yeah, it's been a week since the Super Bowl performance by Kendrick Lamar. What do we think?
Initial thoughts from
Initial thoughts about
reactions.
the Super Bowl performance. Better late than never. What are you thinking, T?
I'll let T go. Get your shit off.
I mean, me personally, before I go on the internet and see what everybody thought about it, just looking at it first, I thought it was cool. I thought it was very Kendricky for him to do that. I couldn't think of it any other way with him doing it. And then when I go online and see people, it's like a 50-50 thing. And it kind of just depends on how you look at it is what I'm basing it off in the end. Like if you're, because some people have the perspective of when you look at a Super Bowl performance, you're not trying to have all the deep theatrics and meanings. You just want to like see a performance and perform. And then so people who don't know too much about Kendrick and like kind of look at it like that, I kind of can get why people would be like, okay, this is, what the fuck is this? So when I look at it like that, this is how the internet fucks up your perception. When I look at it like that, I'm like, yeah, okay. But just as a performance as a whole, like it wasn't that bad in my opinion. Just blocking out all that, I didn't think it was that bad. But then when you like look at all the meanings, like he was all the shit behind it, then you're like, oh, okay, this is lit. Like, okay, I see all the little subliminals and shit like that. So really, it just kind of depends on how you look at it, and that's how I perceived it. Honestly, I'll let y'all go.
Jamaree.
So my initial thoughts was, I thought it was cool, but also I was only watching this shit for one reason. I was only watching it to see if he dissed this nigga Drake. I didn't give a fuck about the damn performance, to be 100% honest with you. I didn't give a fuck if it was good, bad, nigga. I didn't want to see that. I wanted him to see Drake's name. I wanted him to perform Not Like Us. And
But he did. And when he came out,
that's all I wanted to see, though.
Say Drake, that shit was legendary. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, once he did it, I was like, oh. But before that, I was just sitting there like, okay, this
Yeah, that's
is
what
cool.
I'm saying. It's like, how do you look at it? Like,
Yeah.
Like, all the meaning shit that people online were talking about after, I was just like, bro, what?
no, I kind of.
And then I started looking, I'm like, oh. But watching it, most of that shit went over.
Kendrick's gonna do that.
All of it went over my head. Like, I didn't see the American flag. I didn't see
With the
this.
gang.
And yeah, bro.
Samuel Jackson.
I seen the Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson I got, but like certain things he was saying, I didn't really.
It's tough to register it all when you're in the heat of the moment watching it because there's so much going on and you got people. I don't know about you, but I was at my uncle's house with some Super Bowl party. If you got people around you,
It's loud.
so you can't register it all. So
Well, I would say performance. I would say it wasn't that good, and I only say that because the performance was based off of it had a meaning behind it. Well, if you didn't catch the meaning initially watching it, your message didn't get across. If niggas got to go online and break everything down and be like, "Oh, this is what this means," well, your message really didn't. You didn't get your message across. He needed to simplify it. Even though the performance was very simple, like there was really nothing going on. It was rather plain and simple, and it was just like, all right, this is all you got. But when you go online, you got to go look up the meanings. Oh, this is what this will happen here. Oh, this will happen here, and it takes away from the performance to me. I don't feel like I should have to do
And
that.
sometimes that shit's cool, but sometimes it's like that, like conscious boom bap. I'm just like, all right, bro, it's not that.
Like if I was
don't
rating
care that
the
much.
performance, I would say it was about like a 4 out of 10. It wasn't really that good.
All right, it wasn't a 4 out of 10.
The highlight of the shit was, say Drake, I hear you like I'm young.
Yeah.
That was the highlight. Until he said that, I was just like,
if in terms of when I first heard, let me rephrase this. When I first watched the performance live on Sunday, I was very intrigued. I was very into it. I'm a Kendrick fan. I was into it. Like, it was fire. I was like, this is dope. After reading through the comments of people's shit talking it, just reading through the comments, everyone talking shit and just all that stuff. And kind of like putting a different lens on and rewatching the performance. I sat down, put it back on, rewatched the whole thing. And I'm gonna be real, it wasn't really that good of a performance.
no.
It was not. Let me rephrase that.
And it's not like it's
not,
terrible.
in terms of theatrics, in terms of like the show itself. It wasn't like that. Not that he went there and did something bad. All I'm saying is in terms of like actual like visual wise, it wasn't anything crazy.
It was simple.
It was simple. It
Too
really
simple.
was. It really was. I thought the theme was cool, but I need people to understand. It's like because people are going back and forth about I didn't like the performance. I like the performance, and I get it, bro. The NFL. The NFL's main audience is 40-plus-year-old white males.
Yeah, I would say middle-aged.
Yeah, middle-aged white
like
men.
35 up.
Middle-aged white men is the NFL's target audience.
You put Eminem up there.
You're putting Kendrick Lamar on the stage. That's a black-ass halftime show, bro.
Yeah, I seen
all this symbolism.
I seen a lot of shit too. There was just one black dude that was on. It was like a video, and he was just like, he didn't fuck with the performance because it was like too. I don't want to say too black, but
it really was.
It was too ghetto, and it's not to say that black culture is an American culture, but it's just one of those things where it's just like, yo, and I get you want to make a statement, but bro, that shit going over the people that you're trying to make the statement to is going over their heads. They don't see the shit, so it's just like, I don't know. And then like the dude was pointing out like, you know how like the dudes was on the block and they had the grills and the dreads, and it's just like the depiction of black people that you're depicting is a bad thing to portray in front of the white folks because that's already what like. Bro, my thing is,
I don't think that was bad though. I think he was that was a part of the symbolism where he was like, "This is what y'all think. This is what it is. This is where I came from," and I get that.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad.
So I'm not even necessarily looking at the visuals of it in terms of what the actual set looked like. I'm just thinking about the actual performance itself.
Oh, the actual performance,
the songs, and
the set list was trash.
Yeah, I didn't. The set list. I'm a Kendrick fan, so the set list I liked it. But putting myself in the shoes of someone who doesn't listen to Kendrick or has only heard his mainstream stuff, I can understand why these people were looking at the TV like, what the fuck is he even saying? Because after rewatching, I was sitting there thinking to myself, I can understand.
You couldn't hear him.
You can't really hear him.
At the beginning, so up until SZA came out, you couldn't really hear him like that live. And then after SZA like came out and they went into the little X, that's when it sounded like they turned his vocals up.
Correct.
And then it was like, all right.
Talking about when Peekaboo came on.
Yeah. They turned his vocals up there. Because prior to that, when he first came out, when he was on the car, I actually don't know what he was saying. It sounded like he was mumbling. And then he fucked up on words while he was performing. When he was walking down the middle, he was fucking up on words.
Yeah, so think about the songs that I know from listening to the album. And I'm sitting there watching it. And I'm like, okay, I fuck with this. But
like performing Man in the Garden is crazy.
Yes, but he sold how much first week?
400.
Okay, so let's say 400,000 people listen to Kendrick Lamar. Let's say 1 million, 2 million, 5 million. Say 5 million people listen to Kendrick Lamar. Mm-hmm. How many people watch the Super Bowl?
Probably only 200,000. Well, 200 million.
That's 5 million of that is a fraction. Yeah. To not play songs that everybody really knows or is sonically easy on the ear.
Yeah, like
it's tough, bro.
Like Euphoria, you don't perform. Man in the Garden, you don't perform.
I think
if it was a GNX tour show, that would make more sense.
That would have been a fire performance if it was a GNX tour.
Yeah, it would have made way more sense.
Absolutely.
But it's a Super Bowl, and I'm not saying not to do it because you want to if you want to make a statement, cool. But bro, there are mainstream songs that you could have made that same statement with. Like, bro, you could have did all right. All right was a perfect song to make the statement you wanted. You could have did. There was.
I think he did that last time he performed. That's why he didn't want to do it again.
I'm thinking the same thing.
He did
because he performed some shit before, so he wanted to do something different this time.
50 Cent and all them
and it also went with the theme of GMX with him dissing. I don't know, but it's like
but
I enjoyed it, but I understand why people didn't like it.
I'm one of the advocates for it. I was just like, it's cool, but it's not the Super Bowl. It's not Super Bowl worthy performance. Where now, bro, you would never be the person they invited back.
You ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.